Hey, what's up, guys? We are back at again in the Doctor Goblinstein challenge. This thing just went live in Clash Royale, and I am up at 3 a.m. to do it for you guys live. So let's get right into the swing of things and explain what I think is going to be the best deck. If you are good at the game and you have great mechanics, this deck slaps. You have to be decent at the game, though. You can't just be like, I don't know how to defend against Mega Knight, and then the deck is going to be good for you. It won't work if you don't have at all good mechanics. Basically, you want to make sure that you're using your defensive sequences with Ice Spirit Skeletons, activating King Towers against Mega Knights, kiting your opponent's units around the map with Cannon and Royal Delivery. If they run big offensive pushes, you can delete them. And the Goblinstein is fantastic at allowing you to get multiple iterations of cycling Royal Hogs as many times as you need. So one thing that I'll do in the later stages of the game, I'll just Earthquake Log cycle my opponents, and I'll defend with Evolved Skeletons, Evolved Ice Spirit, Log, Delivery, and Cannon, and just win the game if my opponent's running Mega Knight. And I don't even need to go in for Royal Hogs into a Mega Knight because I can just Earthquake cycle. Super easy that way to win if you're good at the game and you've understood mechanics. So if you want to get better at the game, this deck is extraordinarily awesome to play with Cannoneer because the Goblinstein allows you to kill a ton of bait cards, and then you have Delivery, Log, and you also have Ice Spirit and even Earthquake. So you have so many ways of comfortably cleaning up bait cards. You can run Cannoneer for that extra damage per second. If you want to run this deck at highest capacity, pro players have told me Cannoneer is actually better. If you look at the leaderboards, they're all running Cannoneer with this version of the deck. If they put in Musketeer or Archer Queen, because you don't have the availability of killing bait cards, you swap in the Musketeer or the Archer Queen over the Goblinstein, and then you're chilling because you want to run Princess Tower for that. You want to have the availability of killing bait cards. But with Cannoneer, Goblinstein is where it's at. We'll be playing a variety of different decks. We're just going to showcase the highest skill deck at the very start, and then I'll be showing some easier ones as the games go on later. So, yeah, I'll just show you guys what I would play the entire time if I was just going to go through this challenge. And we'll talk to you guys on how to play the deck too. So our strategy here is we're going to go Goblinstein if he drops anything in the back. But we're going to go on the same side as the monster. I could have went on the same side as the doctor, but I think the doctor will just die to delivery anyway. And we want to stop his monster from building up a big push here. And yeah, I shouldn't have any problems. You can also pull the monster a pretty far distance and have the doctor lock onto the cannon. We want to expose the doctor and the monster away from each other. That's just generally the best way of playing. Even if this guy's going to have bowler, it's not going to be that bad because look, we get shockwaves. Shockwave City out here. We can go in for a log as well, and then we can go for a delivery on the bowler if we really want to, which I think it's worthwhile. I think it's a good trade, because if we can clean up the bowler, we can keep our doctor alive. We might be able to get another ability here, so we go Ice Spirit to keep that alive, and yeah, we're going to get a second ability. So one of the big broken factors about the Goblinstein is if you can consistently get the monster near the tower, then you're going to get guaranteed damage every time. So the way that this deck works is it uses the best defenses in the entire game with Cannon, Delivery, Log, Ice Spirit, Skeletons, and you want to have Evolved Skeletons over Evolved Ice Spirit. It doesn't actually matter if you have evolutions or not in this deck. I know that's a hot take, but I think that if there was a deck that I would not care about evolutions that much, it would be this deck, but you would need the Goblinstein to be leveled up. The Goblinstein is just so freaking good. So that's the card that is more important than evolutions in this deck, to be honest, which is a funny thing to say. I love the fact that we're playing into a bowler and also a building as well to show you guys the full strength of this deck because a lot of people underrate how strong this thing is. So we're going to go in for a log and a delivery, and then I can also go in for an Ice Spear here if we want to as well. I don't think that we necessarily need to. I think this should be cleaned up without that much damage. We're going to pop the ability. Even if the monster dies, it doesn't matter. If the doctor dies, that's where the ability stops. So the monster, doesn't matter where the monster dies on the map. That's where the little flagpole is. And then you can create a shockwave between the monster and the doctor, between the shockwave every, or the little flagpole every single time. So he's going to go for a lumberjack, which isn't the best play in my opinion. If you can go for an earthquake here. It seems like a lot of his cards in his deck are countering P.E.K.K.A.s and Mega Knights, but they aren't really well equipped to counter the Royal Hogs as much as you would want. Sure, he's going to have like some decent answers, but they're not going to be like overpowered or anything. We can just cycle more Royal Hogs than we even need. So yeah, should be good here. I'm going to wait for his units to walk up into that little flagpole. Then I'm going to pop an amazing ability. If I can get it, that would be awesome. If not, it doesn't really matter. Again, we have Cannoneer, so feel really comfy here on defense. We go for our Cannon here, and then we're going to go Ice Spirit. Then we're going to go in for a Royal Hogs. Probably get a delivery down here as well. definitely want to be able to kill that really quickly. I don't know if he's going to be able to keep his Doctor alive, so I was kind of hoping he'd go in for a bad ability. And yeah, he went for the ability. It just got thwarted. He can go in for an Ice Spirit here. And one of the bigger benefits, again, of this deck is the fact that I can constantly apply pressure. So I'm going to go Royal Hogs directly into that, not really care that much. Should be able to get back to multiple Earthquakes and win the game. So that's the way that I like playing Clash Royale, is I like cycling my opponents like a crazy person and just being like, hey, it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to be able to break through. We win. GG. We had Log as well, so like, it's not like the bats were to kill me. We're jumping on to the next one. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Awesome stuff. Great games. Good vibes. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. What's going on, Tag? Can you wish me some luck? I have my final interview for a job that I dreamed of. Got out 10 minutes ago, and I thought I could share this happy news. Well, congratulations, man. I hope that it goes well. Even if you don't end up getting the job, if you end up like having like that experience where you get to the end or the final interview, it's really good experience that you can then use for future interviews. Like the more you do something, the better you're going to be. You just have to just keep taking things in a positive way, which it seems like you are. And there's no doubt, man, you are going to get a job. You are going to pop off. It's one of those things that you can take away positivity from that almost every single time. You're definitely going to be learning a lot from every one of those experiences. If you happen to stumble upon the job this time, like the final interview, which you are pretty freaking close, I mean, congratulations, dude. That's I want to give you congratulations in advance, no matter which way it turns. All right, all right. I'm running on 0 hours of sleep. I actually have 8 hours of sleep every single day, man. I do have 8 hours of sleep. I do, however, stay up until 3 a.m. and I adjust my sleep schedule. I have an eye mask on when I go to bed, so then, you know, light doesn't wake me up in the morning, or I guess midday. But yeah, if you guys enjoy me creating these type of videos and content, showcasing how to break down and win these challenges, leave a like on this video. It goes a long way. It allows me to do these more in the future. Now, getting back to the deck, let's explain things a little bit more, because I know you guys also want to learn how to play the deck and why the deck is strong. So we're going to log here, and we're going to get a cannon down. I think this is a little bit more safe to do that. Using the cannoneer on defense is awesome against the monster. As you guys saw, the monster got destroyed. And then we're going to pop the ability because we have cannoneer as well. Against evolved skeletons, it doesn't work so well for us. So as you can see, Archer Queen wouldn't necessarily be able to clean that all up. But having the Doctor and having that ability, it means that evolved skeletons are never a problem. And if he stacks up too much stuff, it's too easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for 8 elixir, then we're going to go Royal Hogs and Earthquake, and he's going to go cannon, we're going to hit it. Yeah, so he has to drop his cannon here. He didn't drop it there. So he was able to, like, evade it if he drops his cannon. I'll show you guys, actually, the placement. Hopefully I can do it really quick. I want to have enough elixir for this. Let's go for skeletons here. We need to push it? Yeah, so if you do that placement, that's the pro play. So I'm glad I was able to show it. That Ice Spirit pushed the Hog Rider, and the Hog Rider would have not went towards that tower. The Hog Rider would have not went towards the cannon in the middle if I hadn't pushed it. See, like, that's the wrong placement. You needed to go for an... Well, it's the right placement, but he didn't drop an Ice Spirit to push. So with Royal Hogs, all but one Royal Hog will go towards the cannon, and that one Royal Hog will go towards your tower. But to make sure that the Royal Hog doesn't go near the tower, you got to go for an Ice Spirit to push it like I pushed that Hog Rider. Unfortunately for this guy, he didn't really realize that. Also, notice how we have the Doctor on the map, so I can just cycle Earthquakes here. Like a vicious mad lad. We're already back to Earthquake. We spent three cards and we're already back to EQ. So, the game's over. Want to let you guys know that that is one of my favorite things to do in Clash Royale, is cycle spells like a crazy person. Like, when you can, the fact that this deck is unhinged with the spell cycle, it's ridiculous. Like, that just doesn't feel real, right? I cycled 3 Earthquakes in the span of like 3 seconds. Very, very cool stuff. Let's go, let's go. All right, all right. Just become jobless here. Needed a distraction for sure, says Chris. Chris, you know, if you became jobless, I'm out here, man, wishing you the best. A lot of my friends as well are struggling with jobs just because the economy is so bad, but maybe it'll get better. You never really know, man. So I'm hoping that things will become better eventually. I think a lot of things in life and the economy just goes in waves. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. See what happens. And I'm out here wishing you and everyone else that's struggling the best. And also, man, just know that, like, it's okay to sometimes take breaks in life too. Like, it's not always straight pathways up, you know. Sometimes there's some little downturns, little bad things that happen, bumps around along the way. All right, we're gonna go for Royal Hogs here because this Mega Knight's out of cycle. We just countered it with our cannon and other cards, so I feel very comfortable going in here. And then I'm also gonna log on top of the Witch Skeleton so we can minimize the amount of damage he gets on the Royal Hogs. I don't necessarily think that was like the best play ever. I do need to go in for a Royal Delivery here, 1,000,000%, or I win the game. That is just a fact. That Royal Delivery was juicy. Oh my goodness, was that devious. We destroyed everything, and the cannon placement was leaving a lot to be desired. That cannon placement was horrible. It's fine. Hey guys, always calculate that. What's the other deck? Can you show it? I will, but right now we're showing the deck that I personally like the most. We're trying to showcase why it's good. All right, we're going to go for our Goblinstein in the back left because we know he's going to have Mega Knight, so we don't want him to Mega Knight on our Royal Hogs. So at this point, I feel comfortable cycling Earthquakes on the tower, maybe just waiting to see what he's going to do, possibly go with Ice Spirit, but I'm not going to go directly into Mega Knight. It just doesn't feel like the right play right now. It's going to be harder for me to defend that if that's going to be the case. If he goes for Mega Knight, I'm just going to throw down our Royal Hogs on the other side and say, congratulations, you took a terrible trade. That's oftentimes what people will do. Maybe they'll have like a Bomber and a Mega Knight like this guy, and you just have to outplay them then. You just have to be the better player. I'm sure you guys can be. Look what we're doing. We're dropping the cannon in the middle. Follow this blueprint because you defend against the Mega Knight. You go in for opposite lane pressure. Then you're able to go in for a great Goblinstein ability. Watch this ability, guys. Look at this. He's gonna lose them. He's gonna lose his doctor. He just lost his freaking doctor. He lost his doctor there. He needs a doctor. All right, we're gonna go for Skellies here. Pull back the Mega Knight. Going for a delivery on top of the Firecracker. This guy's cooked. He's actually cooked. This wasn't even close. As you guys can see, if you ever match into someone where they've got like a Bomber and a Mega Knight in the same deck, this is winnable. There isn't a single deck in the game that this deck cannot beat. Now, I'm even talking about at top ladder. I was talking to professional level players, and they were telling me that this is the best deck for me to learn. And I've been trying to learn it and play it because, number one, I want to get better at the game. Number two, I like playing decks where if I win or lose, it's based off my skill level. It's not really based off matchup. I matched into a Mega Knight Bomber deck like the last game, we still slapped him, and it wasn't even close. We'll play one more game with this deck, and then we'll switch to some other ones. As I said before, really want to showcase a variety of different decks. So if you guys like different decks, there's going to be something for you today. Maybe you don't want the super high skill deck. Maybe you'll like the easier decks in the next sessions. I finished high school this year, and your streams remind me of high school because I used to watch your streams in class. Dude, I feel like a bad influence at this point. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I feel that the same way for a lot of things as well. Like, StarCraft 2 was my high school, and I like looking back at it and being like, hey, you know, freaking awesome game. I'll never forget it. The nostalgia hits hard. You only have one Evo card. How do you get them so quick? What do you mean? Oh, the Evolved Skeletons? Yeah, I only have Evolved Skeletons in this because you're only allowed one. But at the same time, like, doesn't necessarily matter that I only have one Evo card. You have the champion that only allows you to get one champion on the map at the same time. So since there is only one Goblinstein allowed, then you're going to get back to skeletons. You're going to get back to cards that are really convenient for you. Try to keep this cannon alive, otherwise we're going to have a really bad time against this. So going to have to go pop our delivery a little bit earlier. I can also go for a Goblinstein here. Notice why I'm going Goblinstein. I think it's fine. Going to reset that, and then we can just go cannon on this balloon. Oh my gosh, never mind. This is so good. I don't even know if I need to. Do I need to? I might not need to. I don't think I do. I think the guy goofed. I think he goofed. I think he done diddly messed up, my dudes. That's insane. I didn't expect that. All right, we're going to go Royal Hogs here on the left, and we're going to go for Skeletons. He'll probably P.E.K.K.A us. Oh, he went guards. Dang it. If he went in for a P.E.K.K.A, he would have lost to the Skellies. Oh, he's still going to lose to the Skeletons. Yo, he's still losing to the Skeletons after the NATO. Oh, my goodness. I am flabbergasted by the fact that that did that. Wow. Skeletons are spooky and scary. They give me the carry. That's awesome. Yo, what else would hype me up at 3 a.m.? 3:28 in the morning, and we are vibing. You only have one Evo card. Sorry, I reread that like multiple times like an NPC. I am the NPC that delivers the quests. You play Ram Rider Scientist deck? Oh, Ram Rider Doctor deck? I probably will be. That was one of the other things that I was testing. I think that this deck overall If you're good at the game, easiest 10 wins of your life. If you're not good at the game or you don't understand how to play the deck, you can practice it and then get 10 wins with it. This is a really solid deck overall. And I'm not just talking about in this challenge. A lot of the decks that I build for challenges are for the challenge specifically. This is not just a challenge deck. This is not the average bear deck. This is just an amazing deck overall. So highly recommend that. So then we're going to go and cross the bridge to some decks that are more so built for the challenge, but also work in other things as well. So you could run this, kind of a similar concept. I would personally go in for Evolve Skeletons over Evolve Firecracker. Firecracker evolution, just it doesn't really make that big of a difference. If our opponent is going to have arrows, they'll just get arrows that. But Skeletons evolution, as you guys saw, it makes a huge diff. So this is a great deck. I would recommend playing this if you don't like the other version. If you want to run something with Hog Rider and Firecracker instead of Royal Hogs. It's a little bit harder to play in my opinion. I wouldn't recommend it. That's why I just showcased 4 games with the other deck. This deck is just better. And then I think the other deck that I'm going to be recommending, where is it here? Okay, yeah. So the other deck I liked personally was this. It's Lightning with Mega Knight, and the way that you want to be playing right now when you only have one evolution is you want to use the Mega Knight evolution or you want to use Peck evolution. Those are better than Evo Bomber. Evo Bomber is more a support card. Pretty good if you can't break through with your Ram Riders. Pretty good if you can't break through with your Mega Knights. But the Mega Knight evolution helps out so much on defense, and it knocks back the Goblinstein. So then the Goblinstein gets closer to the Doctor. So if the Doctor is really close next to the monster Doctor combo, they can't get a huge lightning chain. So their chain is just awful, and it's super congested and close together, and they don't hit anything. So there's something to keep in mind if you want to make sure you get maximum value. Mega Knight evolution is so good into the monster, knocking things back. I did learn something though. The Mega Knight evolution doesn't knock back the Electro Giant. It just gets reset. So I was really upset when that happened. I was like, why did I just lose that game? That's crazy. So for whatever reason, it screwed me. So just want to let you guys know that that is one unfortunate thing. So I don't love Mega Knight evolution right now that much if I'm playing into an Electro Giant. But Electro Giant's not meta because P.E.K.K.A kind of kills it. So just going to let you guys know that that is one of the things to realize. All right, so we're going to go in for a Mega Knight immediately just to kill that as quickly as we can. And then I think we can... Oh my gosh, this guy's insane. So yeah, if you infer a tower like that and you pop a monster, doctor ability, you're dropping your entire elixir bank, so I can just Ram Rider you, and you're probably dead because the doctor doesn't do enough damage to really warrant you doing that. Ram Rider getting a huge connection here is nice. Basically puts us back in a pretty advantageous position where we can go in for a bomber on the mini P.E.K.K.A, and then we can go in for a Goblinstein. The way that we want to play is we want to cycle to either a P.E.K.K.A evolution or we want to cycle to a Mega Knight evolution. And cycling that at the very start is the way that you want to play. So I want to let you guys know that this is a really solid deck that's at top ladder. And it's running Bomber evolution as its second evolution if you guys need 2 evolutions to be playing. Anyway, we're going to be going in for the aggro Doctor Monster combo here with the Fisherman. We could pop an amazing ability here and likely just win the game with this ability. Because he's going to probably lose the Phoenix Egg. I just don't see that thing surviving. He's not going to be able to body block it. We can Lightning here for some more damage. I think it's worthwhile. Finishing off the Wizard, eliminating any chance of him killing the Doctor. It just feels good. Okay, cool. So I'm able to show you guys this. If we can just get the Doctor monster down with this Mega Knight, I think I'll be in a very good spot. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we're able to have it happen. We'll see. Yeah. So watch. He can't go click the ability anymore. He literally just can't. He literally cannot click a good ability. So the dude got absolutely finessed by the Mega Knight, knocking the monster back, so he couldn't click the ability on the tower. And yeah, because of that, he's not able to do enough damage to get an advantage. He's actually losing by quite a large margin. So at this point, I can go in for like the Doctor Monster combo on the left. If he goes Hog Rider, we're going to immediately Fisherman that. And then we're going to go in for our Doctor as well. So it could be an easy shutdown. Even if we didn't have the monster there, with the King Tower activated, you're not going to take damage there. So just something to keep in mind. We're going to Ram Rider opposite side, so now he has to pick where he wants to go for his mini P.E.K.K.A. He's going to lose a tower on one side, no matter where. Yeah, so you guess he's just picking he's picking to lose the left side, which enables us to free Lightning, and then we can go Mega Knight on top of the mini P.E.K.K.A, and that Mega Knight will also coincidentally counter the Hog Rider. So yeah, everything here is going exactly as we planned. Super nice to knock back the Hog, and then take no damage. All right, we're going to go Ram Rider here. He's probably going to go Inferno Tower, so we can go Electro Spear to reset it, and Ram plus Rage might just win this interaction super hard. But as you guys are noticing, I'm telling you guys what's happening before the moment actually happens in the game, because I've played this game a lot to identify moments, and I capitalize on that. So when you're getting advice in these challenges, you're getting advice from someone that's played the game a lot, and I understand like what challenge you guys might face, because I've played against most of the decks in the game. So I've played a ton in this meta, been recording a lot of videos, asking pro players, and I'm out here at 3 a.m. showing you guys the best deck as early as I possibly could. So if you guys do enjoy that, drop a like on the video. We're out here trying our absolute hardest to help you guys get those 10 wins. I don't want you guys to have to spend money on Clash Royale. You should be able to get through these challenges without Pass Royale or spending money. El Mega Knight? Hey, I mean, we can run P.E.K.K.A. We can show some other stuff too. I was running a more skillful deck before this. All right, all right. We're going to go for a Mega Knight here in the back. And then we can also go in for a Goblinstein on the left as well. How are you doing? I watched your live. I live in Finland. Dude, I'm going to Finland soon, bro. I might see you in the streets. I'm just fibbing right now, man. It would be funny. I don't think I'll see you in the streets. I'll probably be confined to my prison in Supercell. No, I'm just kidding. It's not prison. But I'll probably just be there the entire time, like looking at the World Finals. I don't think I'll be doing anything else. Usually the schedule is very packed there. All right, I'm going to go in for the ability here. And then I could possibly go in for a Ram Rider on the other side. But it's looking like one of those moments where we definitely want to... Yeah, actually, I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm definitely doing it. We're going to go and counter the Mega Knight. It's not going to do any damage. We're going to Rage Bomber as well. And that should be able to kill the Firecracker. And then also the Doctor dies. Terrible ability from our opponent. Having the Fisherman survive enables us like an ability to go for an Electro Spirit if we really want to get some extra value. But wait, he just went right into that. We're an Electro Spirit. We're an Electro Spirit a little bit later. If you guys noticed that, but the Electro Spirit was timed. Then we would be able to have it, the Hog Rider reset it when it's near the tower. So then the King Tower is able to get extra shots there. Just something to keep in mind. It's a small little thing that I like doing. If I have an evolved Ice Spirit or an Ice Spirit or something, I generally like having my King Tower help out. So sometimes I'll freeze something closer to my tower. If I can't defend it, and I know that I only have one Elixir and I only have that Spirit, I like doing that. Also, Mega Knight Evolution just looks so derpy. The fact that it's knocking these things back is so fun. We're going to rage it up so our Mega Knight can jump a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. Dang, that was funny. I can't get over how unrealistic it looks. Like, it actually looks insane. The Mega Knight jumping just goes crazy. All right, we're going to Lightning here, and then I think we're in a good spot because the Mega Knight won't do any damage. All we have to do is defend against the subsequent Hog Rider, and we should be good to go. I'm going to go for a Fisherman here, and then I'm an Electro Spirit, and I hope that doesn't pull the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Really hope that doesn't pull the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Okay, well actually, I like that it pulled the Mini P.E.K.K.A. there. Not going to fib. I can't lie. That was good. He's going to Skeleton Army. We're going to Rage. They're just going to pre-Rage. Screw it. That's full send. It's going to hit the tower now. I mean, it didn't matter. I could have just Raged the tower, to be honest. Go Goblinstein here. Probably pop the ability. And Lightning as well on the Hog Rider. That's going to come down in like 2 seconds. Oh, wow. I was not ready, man. I was not familiar with your game. Not familiar with your strategies, my dude. Is that going to pull the Hog Rider still? Wait, what is he doing? Let him cook, says the game. What is he? What is he cooking, though? I'm so confused. He's not cooking anything. Okay, never mind. GG. I did not mean to say well played. I meant to say good game. That was a misclick. Let's go, let's go, let's go. On to the next ones. All right, so we'll switch the deck to the P.E.K.K.A. version right after this game. So we'll show you guys the other version. Tag, you look like Goblinstein, dude. That's hot. I appreciate that, man. That's what we try to do, you know. We try to feel the character and be the character, so then we can really, you know, play our best. Be our extreme version of the Goblinstein. We want to be the evolved Goblinstein. Maybe one day, guys, I'll look like the Doctor and I'll be so sophisticated that you guys won't even understand. My gameplay will reach new heights. I will be the monster that Clash Royale never wanted to create. All right, so we're gonna go for a Rage here whenever we get a chance. I think it's definitely better to go Lightning, actually. Yeah, I'm just going to go Lightning on that and then activate King Tower afterwards. Because we can. We can also counter the Skeletons with the Electro Spirit. We're dropping our Electro Spirit further away from the Fisherman in case this guy gets any weird ideas. So activating King Tower is nice. Lightning away on top of the Doctor is a little bit risky. It's negative trades, so it's not something that I really recommend to most of you guys. Don't take bad trades unless you know you can get away with it, is the main motto here. Also, when you don't know what to do against a graveyard deck, Another good way of playing this deck or the P.E.K.K.A deck is actually slow rolling a Mega Knight in the back. So what that does is it enables you the ability to go in for a bigger push. It also freaks out the opponent so they don't really know what to do because they're used to Mega Knights being plopped down at the bridge. So you just kind of have to be a little bit more, you gotta be a little smarter when you're playing these types of decks against defensive decks. I guess is the main thing that I meant to say. This is going to be really good lightning value. We're 100% going to take that right now. I would love to be able to kill all of those cards. And then the Ram Rider will eventually die, but it's not that big of a deal. Should be able to go for an Electric Spirit to clean up those skeletons and also the Goblin a little bit earlier. Yo, this is crazy. We're doing so much work here. And I don't think we're going to lock on the tower, but it does jump. Oh, that's awesome. So it was a moderate tower lock, you know, just a little bit. Let's go, let's go. We're going to go in for this, and we're also going to figure out what else we can do. Maybe I can go in for Mega Knight in the back. Pop an ability here. Need a war deck? I don't do war decks, my guy. I haven't played Clan Wars in a minute. I don't really like the concept of Clan Wars. I like the concept. I don't like how it's executed. Sorry, there's a big difference. The concept of doing something in a clan environment is always good, but when it's executed poorly, it feels like more of a chore than something that I would want to do. And I don't really force myself to do things, you know? I could create videos that get millions of views on, like, very instructional stuff, but a lot of times I don't really like doing that. Or I could do, there's some, like, low-hanging fruit that I could do for content, but I always try to create content that I enjoy doing. That's the main thing for me. It's sustainable, and I look forward to doing it every day. All right, we're going to go for a Rage here, probably, with the Ram Rider. And it's going to be way harder for him to defend. Even if he goes in for a freeze, I think the Ram Rider does smash and crash, and we should be able to bash with the Lightning and win the game. This should win us the game right now. Please? Yeah, okay, cool. I was like, there's no way. There's no way it's messing with me that way. Let's go, let's go. On to the next one. I always watch all the VODs. This is the first time I've ever made it to lives. Is Colin McCarthy. Dude, there's a tennis player with the last name McCarthy. He was insanely talented. Shout out to him, man. He's definitely not watching right now, but he did watch my videos a long time ago for my tennis team. So it's kind of cool. Like, some of my friends came back to, like, I don't know, they came back to Clash Royale. Like, wait, why are you here? Why are you a YouTuber, Jake? And they started texting me. I was like, dude, hey, I just love the game. I ended up creating content and things worked out. And they were just, like, insanely, like, flabbergasted. That was kind of cool. Ram Rider became great again. Yeah, Ram Rider is so good. It is actually one of the best cards in the game. It feels like an evolution that takes 0 cards to cycle towards an evolution. You just get an evolution for free every time. So this guy going P.E.K.K.A in the back is slightly annoying when we don't have our P.E.K.K.A. So I'm going to go Goblinstein on the other side. One big tip that I could give you guys is never pop the Goblinstein ability when you see a P.E.K.K.A in the back, because you're already dropping 5 elixir. If you drop more than that, you're probably not going to be able to defend the P.E.K.K.A cost effectively. So just something to keep in mind. Do not, like, pop a random ability here. Realize, like, when you have to take a little bit of a unfortunate circumstance. Oh, that's so bad for me. I might lose this game. Maybe the P.E.K.K.A will get pulled, though, by the Fisherman. If the P.E.K.K.A gets pulled by the Fisherman, we're okay. Yeah, okay, it works perfect. Not perfect. I mean, ideally, we take 0 damage there on our tower. But the P.E.K.K.A just didn't hold up, you know? She didn't hold her part of the bargain. So the biggest tip I can give you guys, again, do not click an ability for chip damage on the tower when you're already guaranteed to take the tower. A lot of these players that are scrubs that just spam stuff, they will legitimately go all in and they will give you the tower regardless. You don't overcommit on a tower that you're going to take. Don't overestimate their ability to ignore things, because they ignore everything. They just don't know how to play the game a lot of times, and they will spam you till the cows come home. I mean, know what else to say. Sometimes they go crazy with it. All right, we're going to Rage here. We also have to go for an Electro Spirit to pull back the P.E.K.K.A, and then hopefully kill it that way. Wow, that was such a good Rage. Electro Spirit to pull back, because if the P.E.K.K.A got 1 or 2 hits on the tower, the game was over. Well, not really over, but I was in a very bad spot. So the reason why I don't think that Goblin Giant is very good in this, like, specific challenge is, number one, you're not having lightning in the deck. The deck always has Rage and arrows, and then sometimes it also has Zap. Sometimes it will have guards instead of Zap. Personally, my preference is always run guards. Guards are just so much better on defense. They're significantly stronger in this version of the deck. So if I was to play his deck, I would run it with guards, the one he's running right now. But better when you have the Goblin Giant evolution, but you don't have the Goblin Giant evolution in this challenge. You only have one evolution unlocked. And the Ram Rider is objectively a better card than regular Goblin Giant. So something to keep in mind is you want to like always put it in a vacuum when you're playing these challenges at the highest level. Like the deck that we're playing right now is just objectively better right now. But in a very specific situation, that's not always the case in real games. Like in real games of Clash Royale, I think his deck is definitely better than ours. So keep that in mind. Yeah. It's like very different depending on the situations. This specific situation is not the same. So we're still fine here. Like we can lose a tower and be completely content with our situation. In fact, I can go Goblinstein here and then kill his P.E.K.K.A. and be okay. So not that big of a deal today. I think we're going to go in for our P.E.K.K.A. here and then just go pop an ability to kill all of his cards. And then rage. So we can guarantee kill the P.E.K.K.A. He's kind of all enemy like a crazy person. So I kind of like that. Just need to make sure we don't get 3 crown, which is not going to happen. We also have the ability to go in for a lightning with this. So that's going to be great. Also, we can go for a fisherman and finesse him and pull the P.E.K.K.A. like an absolute animal. Okay, I guess we don't even need to. I think we can just, you know, just vibe ahead and watch him be dead. GG. The fisherman maybe predicted his fisherman, but that really was what I was thinking. I thought he would P.E.K.K.A., so I would yoink it with the fisherman and, like, flex on him a little bit. But instead, he decided to go for fisherman. They just decided to, I don't know, kiss in the middle or something. I wasn't about that. I wasn't about the fishy stew that was cooking in the middle. Would Graveyard Freeze deck be good in this challenge? I think it's a little bit harder to run. The Graveyard Freeze deck needs to use the Bomber and the Goblin Cage. If you use the Goblin Cage by itself without the evolution, it just doesn't feel that good. I mean, it works, but the Evolved Bomber is such an integral part of the deck. If you can't break through, you're going to have to win with the Bomber and NATO. The Bomber evolution plus NATO works great with Ice Wizard and also the Bomber evolution, so I don't necessarily love it that much. Just going to be 100% honest with y'all. I never want to be like, yeah, you can run it. Because, like, I was testing it. I'm a top 1,000 player in the world, right? I'm generally better than most people that are going to comment, this deck is bad. You can go to the comment section, and there's going to be some people that are going to comment, this deck is bad. And they're all going to be a lot worse than me at this game. And that's okay. But, like, they should never say, like, this deck is bad, or these decks are terrible, these decks are garbage. There's always a few people that do that. I test these decks, like, religiously. I literally go in, I come up with a game plan, and then I ask better people than me because I know that my opinion still isn't going to be good enough for a lot of people. So I always make sure that we give the cream of the crop suggestions for these challenges. And also, I spend a lot of time working through and seeing what's going to work and what won't. So I can guarantee you that that deck, as much as I wanted it to work, it was not as good. It was not as good. So it makes me really sad that the deck that I wanted to recommend, the one that I had the inkling of, oh, I think this is good, just it didn't pass the testing and it didn't pass the pro players' suggestions as well. So I'm glad that, you know, at least I was right the second time when I tested it and it didn't work out. I knew that I couldn't force it to work. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you can't have bias when you're doing these type of things. I would easily have bias if I included that because I like the deck so much. It's probably one of my favorite decks in this meta. And I'll probably create a video on that soon because I like it so much. It only really works when you have both evolutions, though. It doesn't work with one, is the TLDR. Sorry that I gave you the most convoluted answer ever. All right, so we're going to go Ram Rider here, and then we're going to go Electro Spirit on top of the skeletons. We should be good to go. I mean, I don't think that we're going to take any damage here whatsoever. Him running right into a P.E.K.K.A. is not a good thing for him at all. And if you want to continuously do this, like, I can Lightning on this Sparky too and hit the Ice Spirit. So, I mean, that is a nice spirit, bro. Thank you. In the spirit of donating more games to me, I'm all for it. Okay, yeah, he's just done. He just doesn't want to play a game anymore. Understandable. I mean, if you go Sparky at the bridge, it's basically unaliving your King Tower, I guess. That's just kind of what's happening there. You're just gone. You're like, get me out of here. We're slurping up that water. Slurping up those crowns, guys. That's what's up. We're feeling good today. Very, very fun deck selection. As you guys can see, probably, I would say this is the easiest deck out of all of them today. The Mega Knight deck probably works really well against, like, Royal Hogs and stuff. This will struggle more so. So this one struggles more against Royal Hogs, Royal Recruits. I still beat top level players with Royal Hogs, Royal Recruits when they're playing it with this P.E.K.K.A. deck because you have Bomber and you also have splash damage with the Goblinstein. So what I would recommend is I would go Goblinstein one side, pop the ability on the Recruits, Bomber the other side. You're kind of fine. Even if they arrows, then you can drop P.E.K.K.A. in the middle, cycle an Electro Spirit. You'll be okay. Like, You just want to cycle as many P.E.K.K.A.s as possible. So I don't know if I iterated that to you guys as much as I should have. But yeah, cycle as many P.E.K.K.A.s as you possibly can. That is generally how you're going to be winning with these types of decks. Unfortunately, I might have fumbled here. Could be okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. This is not looking like my favorite spot in the world. I'm going to sack a bunch of damage in the right side because that one Spear Goblin did so much to us. And I'm going to go in for a Ram Rider with this P.E.K.K.A. And then I'm going to go Electro Spirit. And I should be in a good spot. Actually, I'm going to Ram Rider here because I think it will lock directly on the cards that we want a little bit faster. And then I could Rage so we can kill that and Rage up the Ram Rider. And that might deal, I don't know, 1,500 damage. I think it gets this tower to half health. If it's more than half health, then I'm happy. Yeah. So I was right. Half health. Exactly, pretty much. Give or take it another 100 damage. But yeah, half health tower. Pretty cool. So when we're playing against someone with this type of deck, which is, I mean, admittedly, I think this is what, like the main weakness of the deck. I'm glad that we're able to show that because I said you could win. Let's get it. Come on. Let's win the bad matchup for us. All right, so we're going to cycle that, and we're going to go in for a Fisherman to go and pull him, hopefully as early as we possibly can. And then we'll activate King Tower with that, I think. And then we'll see how we can do afterwards. Maybe going for an Electro Spirit on the Spear Goblins and then raging up the regular Goblins. So if we Electro Spirit countered that, those Goblins, we would have just won the game. I would have actually just won the match. But we did not hit what we wanted at all, so it is what it is. Sometimes we fumble a little bit, but you know what? We live, we learn, we always get better. That Electro Spirit plus Rage combo was meant to counter, and it did not work out. It is what it is. All right, again, we have a pretty good sizable spot to be in. The Bomber is putting in work. We can definitely go in for a Goblinstein here, and we should be able to get a lot of damage. I don't know if it's going to work out as planned, but I hope it does. We're going to pop an ability on the Goblin Gang or something, whatever he wants to do. Not going to do anything. Okay, well, that's a lot of damage on the tower, so we'll take that. We do take those. Oh, yes, sir. Alright, so we're probably not going to be able to defend this, which is fine. It is what it is. It be what it be, brothers. We're going to rage here just to see if we can shut that down. We still have our tower alive somehow. I don't know. Okay, well, now it's not alive anymore, but it was alive for a second. We go Bomber here. We're going to go Electro Spirit. We need a rage on the tower. I don't think that we are going to be able to take both, though. We'll see. What does rage do? 58. Oh, nice. Exactly. Nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's go for a Ram Rider here. Go Bomber on defense, probably. Fireball is obnoxious. Well played on our opponent's end. Yeah, he's probably going to Fireball me out. Yeah, I'm so dead. Yeah, I'm just dead. That played very, very well. Sometimes you match into people that play extremely well with decent matchups. Can't say anything other than that. Like, you deserve to beat me, man. You played better than me, I think. Yep, I'm going to get Fireballed. GG. We'll jump to the next one. That doesn't do enough to take my tower, but he should Fireball me in like 2 seconds. Yeah, dang it. I wish I won that one. My bad, guys. First game we lost today. It happens, though. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. When's the win trading tutorial? I don't know, man. You'd have to ask people at Top Ladder that actually do that. And those type of people never create content, unfortunately. Yeah, I saw a win trading person in Brawl Stars. I saw that happens a lot there, so that's kind of crazy that works. Not a huge fan of Supercell not banning those people. That's kind of crazy. Maybe there's some gray line where they don't know if someone's win trading or not, so they can't like have proof to ban them. But I don't know. I feel like if you know, you should like take action. It's not good. Not good for the game. All right, so yeah, as I said, Royal Hogs are a little bit tough, but I think we can conquer this guy if we play well. So we're gonna go in for our Bomber. Fortunately for us, we do have a good position here where the Ram Rider might be able to deal some damage. We're gonna rage this. Why is our Ram Rider stuck? Bro, that Ram Rider was stuck for a solid like 2 seconds. I'm not even fibbing. I cannot believe how long that Ram Rider was stuck in LA traffic. He was late to the party, and that was not good. So it is what it is. Pretty cool. What does win trading mean? So at high levels of play, a lot of times people will call their friends, and their friends will give them free wins so then they can get higher ranks. So like, let's say someone's at top 10 in the world and they want to secure #1 finish. They'll pay people or have friends that are like top 5, and those people will give up wins, and they'll give people free trophies, or they'll give people free ranking points, so then they can reach the #1 rank. And that happens in a lot of games, actually. So it's kind of... I don't know. It's one of those things that used to happen in Clash Royale all the time. So I'm glad that it's kind of not happening anymore, but it does happen from time to time. It doesn't really matter that much unless you're a top level player. You don't really see that very much. All right, so we need to somehow defend this with the P.E.K.K.A. Anything else is obsolete. Like, we have to P.E.K.K.A. on the Royal Hogs on the left. Nothing else really matters. Terrible ability. That doesn't make sense at all. We have to expect the Royal Hogs on the left, so we're going to P.E.K.K.A. here. If he goes right side, I have bombers, so I'm fine. We shouldn't be doing anything other than that. Also, our deck gets a lot better in the later stage of the game where we can Ram Rider and Lightning. That's exactly what we're going to do. We're Lightning on this cannon and see how this goes. Could be pretty good. So we get damage, we force out Skellies, and now we're in a position where we can Electric Spirit and also go for the Bomber. As I said before, Royal Hogs is probably the worst matchup you could get with this deck. So as long as you play like pretty safe and prioritize cycling P.E.K.K.A.s, P.E.K.K.A. can one-shot Royal Hogs if you have like the tower targeting the Royal Hogs that you want at the start. It's not like unmanageable. You can also go Goblinstein on the left, predict him to go Royal Hogs here, and if he doesn't, we can just Lightning him out. The fact that he's Earthquaking is just like showing that he doesn't know what he's supposed to be doing here. We can go Ram Rider and then probably hit everything. Do we hit a cannon maybe as well? Well, we did end up hitting the good Doctor, so all we really need. GG, and well played. I'm glad we were able to conquer a Royal Hogs player at the end. As I said before, you know, there is a little bit of matchmaking involved here. Hopefully you don't match into Royal Hogs when you are playing this P.E.K.K.A. version. Hopefully when you're playing the Mega Knight version, you match into Royal Hogs. Hopefully when you're playing the Mega Knight deck, you don't run into P.E.K.K.A. But, you know, if you're running the skillful deck, it doesn't really matter. You'll just beat everything. So I wouldn't have lost if I was running this deck in any of my games. 0% chance. So if you want to clear this challenge, get good with this deck, you'll win. Otherwise, play either the P.E.K.K.A. or the Mega Knight deck, whichever one you're more comfortable with. And then you will also probably get a 10 wins as long as you don't get unlucky and like match into someone that's good at the game with also like a Firecracker Royal Hogs deck when you're running P.E.K.K.A. Lightning. That's kind of tough because you can't really kill the Firecracker. Can't really kill the Royal Hogs very cost effectively. You can, it's just not easy. Something to keep in mind. Let me know how the challenge goes for you guys. We got a 10, 10, and 1. It was pretty fun. So yeah, appreciate everyone being here. Let me know how the challenge goes for you in the comment section. Check out the pinned comment if you guys want to see some spicy, fun, action-packed gameplay where I played a 1.6 elixir cycle deck with mini P.E.K.K.A. This was easily one of the most fun videos I've ever had on the channel, and it was basically built not just for like uber competitive gameplay, but mostly for fun. So check that out in the pinned comment. If you guys are sick of seeing P.E.K.K.A. cycle everywhere, hey, you know, let's dial it down. Mini P.E.K.K.A. cycle and dial down the average elixir cost to 1.6. That'll be in the pinned comment. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Good luck in the challenge if you're playing in it. And like the video if you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the future. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, I'm hyped to record a lot more content for Finland. Let me know in the comment section what videos and stuff you want to see as well. I'll be reading all of them. Peace. Love you guys.